What if I told you making this one strategy move may completely blow up your social media accounts? One where you go from having absolutely no views or subscribers to all of a sudden having thousands of people who like you, trust you, and follow your message. What I'm about to discuss, you may not agree with, you may not like, and hell, you may even think I'm full of shit for even making this video. But having studied a lot of the most successful YouTubers, influencers, or whatever else you want to call them these days, there is one key similarity between them all that just keeps showing up to me time and time again. Something that has massively increased their engagement rates, likes, follows, comments, gives them a ton of free publicity, and just makes them stand out from the rest of the competition. Let me just give you an example. Andrew Tate, the most famous man of what? 2022? You know, the one with a whole bunch of money, women, and Lamborghinis. There are many reasons for his success that we can point to, such as his controversial personality, where he will say some really crazy things like, women can't drive. Truth is, we may not like it, but we just can't help ourselves stop scrolling and see what the hell is this guy even on about. You could also point to the fact that his strategy was to go on as many podcasts as possible and say some really outlandish shit. Then make those podcasts get a ton of views, but also get a army of so-called clippers to cut those podcasts into hundreds of clips and then upload on TikTok using hundreds of different TikTok accounts. I don't know if you remember, but back then, TikTok's algorithm was pushing new accounts to go viral just to get more people on the platform, which, well, clearly worked. None of this would have worked if he was boring. None of this would have even been possible if him, like many other podcast guests, just colored within the lines and didn't get anywhere. And most importantly, I think he would have been 100 times less famous if he didn't have that one clear enemy, The Matrix. Now, I'm not going to discuss on this video whether or not The Matrix is real, but what I will discuss is having that one clear, invisible enemy that has made this guy millions. Now, I don't know about you, but I just, at the time, couldn't help but think, hey, maybe there is someone out there watching everything we say and everything we do. By having that one clear enemy, he positioned himself as a kind of cult-like leader. So much so that even now in 2024, when he's nowhere near as popular, he still has 113,000 people paying $49 per month in his school. And to save you from pausing this video, that means he is doing $5.5 million per month. Now, you think this is just a one-off example? You can't think of anyone else using this strategy? Let me give you another one, maybe a little less controversial influencer. One who also saw his followers grow from 10,000 a year ago to now having a 3.9 million follower account on Instagram alone. What is crazy about this particular person is that he's actually been on social media for years. And it's only when he clearly defined his enemy and started using a nice little catchphrase that everything started to change for him. And now you find him on TV and radio shows. He opened up his own community with thousands of people in it. And I actually think he's now probably one of the most famous people in the fitness space. Still don't know who on earth I'm talking about? Well, does the name Eddie Abu ring any bells? If you do some research, you will come to find out that Eddie has been posting 4 times a day for years, but didn't really get any traction. And it is only when he made an enemy out of the supermarket selling you food with 20 plus ingredients that his social media really started to blow up. And I think by doing this, he massively increases engagement, likes, comments, shares on his social media for a number of reasons. First, he became, in my opinion, a lot more relatable, as you can now see him in your local Tesco's and Asda, just like the rest of us. Second, that type of content got him a ton of comments with so many people agreeing with this problem. And others, like myself, just found it entertaining how some old guy in a vest can just turn up to your local shop and look at every single aisle and say, hey, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit, and so on. You can't help but laugh, right? But also, let's be honest, you can't help but agree that this strategy for him really paid off. Instead of just being another creator in the fitness category, which is like one of the most competitive niches on social media that you can get into, Eddie decided to stand out and make a clear enemy out of the food industry and really go in on his message. This allowed his audience to stand behind him and support everything he is trying to sell you on. From his merch on a website that looks like it was designed back in 2016, to his generic fitness plans. And if you just want to see how much Eddie Abu is liked on social media, just scroll through some of his comment section on one of his Instagram posts. People are obsessed with that guy. So now, let's get back to you and your journey. As you can see, success leaves clues, and I hope I just saved you the time and found you one. But what are you going to do about it? How can you apply what I just told you to your content? Well, in my opinion, let's say you're in fitness niche. Maybe you can make an enemy out of all of the PTs who get their qualifications after 6 weeks and then think they know absolutely everything about health and fitness. Or you're in the beauty niche. Then maybe you can take on some of the biggest influencers in the space like Kim Kardashian and Huda Beauty and expose their products which are terrible for you with a massive price tag and say what they really are, a scam. Or if you're in the education niche, then maybe you can make an enemy out of the public education system, which, let's be honest, besides teaching us how to read, write, and count, hasn't really taught us anything that we can use in our daily lives. I mean, you could speak on how you spent thousands on university fees just to come out absolutely having no idea what you want to do with your life. But now you have a nice little £50,000 student loan debt hanging over your head. You can tell I'm a little bit passionate about this last one since it's been my own enemy for years now. See, what I'm suggesting for you potentially is quite simple. Instead of just making the same old vanilla coloring within the lines type of content, is there anyone that you and I could go up against? Something or someone that really annoys you that a lot of people can get behind? Something that too many people are just afraid to say, yet a lot of us are thinking and we would potentially agree with. I think just by having that one clear enemy can overnight make you stand out from the rest of the competition and inject some personality in your content. And who knows, it might just be the missing piece in your social media puzzle you've been looking for.